Hello my friends, welcome to Together Run 62. Excited you are here. Let's start again by touching some element of nature before we get on with our runs. And walk across the street and touch some kind of leaf. Have you done it? If you haven't got any nature to touch, just ground yourself by being aware that under whatever hard surface you are standing on, man-made surface, there is nature underneath you on the ground. Ready to begin? 3, 2, and 1. Ooh. These waking up and walking out the doors aren't getting any easier for me. It's a nice clear night though. There's loads of stars in the sky, very clear. It's nice. Oh, I need to get my headlamp on. Okay, well, welcome to Together Run 62. I said 63 last week, but I guess I was getting ahead of myself. This is 62. And I'm excited you're here. I just had a banana and I feel like I'm burping it, tasting it already. What was I going to say? Yeah, if this is your first Together Run with me, welcome. If this is your 62nd, I love that. And if you are someone who's relatively new, as there are those of you joining each week saying you've given it a chance for the first time and loved it, or you've told friends about it and they're listening, if this is one you're relatively new, I encourage you to go back and try some of the unique ones once you've kind of got established. There's one in Maui, there's one in Boston, there's one in New York, there's a few in the UK, in like the countryside, there's some with other people. So these are very, very chill, very grounding, very relaxed. But those ones are a lot more energetic, I suppose. Some of them. The Maui ones calming, as are the UK ones. But the Boston and New York are very, if you need a rev up for something, go listen to those. You'll feel the energy coming through your headphones. But yeah, there's plenty of things. We have some fun things planned with these, so I'll let you know more about that soon. But yeah, in the meantime, welcome. We're gonna go ahead and begin our Together Run. Should we call them rituals? Things that we like to do each time. Yeah. So let's go ahead and begin with our body scan, which is going to be where I'm going to ask you to just take your attention from your head to your toes. You are going to be going down your body. I'll call out the parts and just checking in with everything. Just seeing how you're feeling. Just making sure you are allowing the attention to go where it may. It'll probably go where I tell you to go. But if you find something else calls out, absolutely go to that. Just going to check in with our body. So you ready? Okay, starting at the top of your head, working your way down, going into your eyes. Make sure they're not scrunched and tight. Round the back of your head to your inion, that bump. Coming back to the front through your nose, in your mouth. Again, with your mouth, make sure you're not holding tension and clenching that jaw. It's nice and relaxed. And going into the front of your neck, working your way around to the back, going into your upper shoulders, into the tops of your arms, and your elbows, your forearms, your wrist, hand, palm, and fingers. Coming back to the main part of your torso, to your upper chest, down into your stomach, and into your hips and pelvis, going into your quads and hamstrings, into the front of your knee and the back of your knee, into your calf and shin, and into your inner ankle, your outer ankle, your heel, arch of your foot, the top of your foot, and finally into your toes. Oh, there's a frog. How's everything feeling? Thank you for taking the time to check in. We're going to change it up a little bit today. We're going to do the senses check-in in just a few minutes, but I feel like I have to talk first. You have likely seen, regardless of where you are in the world, or maybe, I don't know, I guess, who knows what, it is one person, so maybe not. A woman, Eliza Fletcher, was killed last week, and her body was found, and she was a runner, out running at 4:30 in the morning in what is considered a safe area in Memphis, near the university, and she was, shoved into a van and killed. She was a mother of two. She was a kindergarten teacher, a school teacher, and this is my first run since I heard about that. I gotta say, I feel very on edge right now. I very much take the mindset of you can't be living your life worrying about the what ifs. We get in a car each day, many of us, and there's obviously a risk of car accident every single day, a pretty high risk. We put our children in those cars because you can't live your life by worrying about those things, at least I believe so. And obviously this is horrific, and it is I think for her family, those two little boys and husband who now have to live without her. The running community immediately obviously came up around this story, supporting her. Some people I know knew her, which is surreal and scary. And my initial thought was, well, it's not going to stop me from going out at 4:30 in the morning, but now I'm here. I have to say, I feel when the sole car that has passed me a few minutes ago, I felt panicked. And, I don't have anything to contribute, I don't have any wise words to say. There's so many other people that have done that in our community. But what I do have is my just feelings to share with you, as we usually do. So I'm going to go ahead and just think actually, I'll do it during my time. But I want to ask you, I'm going to start with the mental health check-in today. And then I'll kind of continue mine. How are you? Really, this is a section where I ask you that question. I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about it, and I'll come back. And, I'd love the idea of you potentially thinking about what you would share with me, but you could also acknowledge that I would never share with you, and that's okay too. If you wouldn't actually share with me, but you're just gonna think about it anyway, because that's the real purpose, is just to allow yourself to think. So, how are you? Really? Keep on digging. If you finished, go deeper. Few more seconds. Okay, thank you for sharing. Thank you for allowing yourself to share and think and be okay with exploring how you are beyond the, yeah, good thanks, that you might give someone you pass. So I find that weird now, because everyone knows me and knows that I don't like, yeah, good thanks. And so when I see like a neighbour or someone I'm passing to go somewhere, I usually do say, yeah, good thanks. But then I'm like, oh, that's weird. That doesn't feel right. And then, if they know me, I'm like, oh, if they know me well, I'm like, yeah, they're definitely wondering why she's responding with that. But, sometimes we're in a situation where that's all that time allows, or, the person on the other side doesn't want to hear the actual answer. They're just being polite. Sometimes that's us. That's okay. All right. Thank you for sharing with me. I'm going to kind of continue mine a little bit. So, yeah, that I do feel a little bit skittish this morning. Just a bit on edge. Like, my senses are very aware right now. I think, see, that's a perfect example. Some sprinklers turning on. Oh my God, that scared me. I actually thought that was some kind of animal, because I thought I saw like an owl or something fly over my head. See, that's a perfect example of getting scared by sprinklers, which should not be on anyway. No. Okay, yeah, so I just, as I said, for me, I personally do tend to say, okay, that is horrible that happened to her, and I would not wish that on anyone. And I also am, I can hear some owls now, and I also am going to, live my life, because if you don't, if you start letting this thing stop you and that thing stop you, you won't do anything. Like, literally, you would be scared to leave your house. And it's going to hit us harder because she was, for me, a female mother getting her run in before her day at 4:30 in the morning, who was running in a considered safe area, she was Boston qualifier. And so I think it hits home a lot more because I don't know if she had headphones on or anything, but it could have been any of us women. And to the men out there, I love you and I'm so appreciative of you. I do hope this makes you kind of think a little more about running as a female. I know that most of you, probably all of you, are very compassionate, very thoughtful, considerate of, probably already considered this. I encourage you, if you have Instagram, to go to Laura McGreen. She has a video she makes these really funny videos, by the way, so I actually encourage everyone to go follow her, because these fun videos are have me laughing at my phone out loud. They're really funny, but this one was a serious one, and it was kind of a compilation of all the things that women think when they're running in the dark, or sometimes not in the dark. And I showed Steve, my husband, and I said, did you know all of these? And he said, some of these, but yeah, it really brings it home. So I encourage the males, I know you are thoughtful, just go watch that video and just think about it a little bit, because I think the female community is going to be a bit like this for a little while, because it is so relatable. Just as Ahmaud Arbery being murdered while out on a run hit us hard, and that, of course, was very relatable. I am not a black person myself, so I can't say to me. I don't know what it's like to be in black skin or brown skin, but it was very relatable. And so we are going to be shaken up a little bit. And so I say that just for your own education, for your own growth, but also to support women out there, recognizing we are going to be kind of really looking at you if we are running, and just making sure you're safe. And not to take that offensively or personally, because if you can do all the right things and that happens, all the things that we're told to do, it's hard to think about, so yeah. And the thing is, I've been thinking a lot about what can we do. I mean, the ultimate thing is the objectification of women's bodies, right? That women are viewed as desirable things that sometimes men can't resist taking. But how do you change that? I mean, I feel like, there's big ways to change that. When I stopped wearing makeup about 2 years ago, that was one of my reasons why. Not that I wore a lot, but I don't wear anything, haven't since. But I'm running right now in a sports bra and shorts. So I know that in theory, some people think, well, you're bringing your own attention to that. So yeah, I don't see an answer here. I think as much as it could be me, it might just be something we, as women, you have to take that risk. In the same way, I went back out to the trails last weekend knowing that I could well fall over again. I could well rip open every healing cut on my hand today. And the same is going to go for safety for a woman on a run, especially early in the morning. And if I'm honest, for me, I can lean on the fact that, well, I've got this big glowing Nox gear thing. I'm talking into my phone. I've got a headlamp on. I don't have mace or pepper spray, but I refuse right now to do that, as for me that's just kind of, damn it, my headlamp's gone off again. Okay, so now I don't have my headlamp. That to me is kind of one of those things where I'd feel like I was almost calling it to be. But yeah. Okay, so sorry, that was a really long mental health check-in. I feel like I'm starting to relax a little bit more, other than the fact I can't see the ground as well. But let's go back and do our senses check-in. It should start getting light for me soon, so I can see clearer. I can see enough, but I will say my vest is making it a little bit harder to see than it usually would be. Maybe I'll just go back up where I was. There was more street lamps there. Okay. So, we're going to do a senses check-in. What time are we at? 30-minute group. Which is probably going to take you right up to the 30-minute mark. When we reach the 30-minute mark, I want you to just go ahead and walk, but keep listening. We'll do 2 strides with one another. I'll tell you what those are. And then you can be on your way. Okay. So, senses check-in. We're going to check in with each of our 5 primary senses, see how we're doing, and we are going to end with our sense of sight as we overuse that sight. Yeah, definitely getting out of here. Need to see a bit better. And we're going to start with our sense of smell and taste. We'll kind of do those somewhat hand in hand. So I want you to take a deep breath as best you can. And take one more. No, it obviously can't be a deep breath because you're running. What do you smell? For me, I smell like that dewy kind of wetness, wet grass smell. What do you taste? I definitely taste banana, quite clearly. Morning. See, man, that was actually a nice example. That man acknowledged me from across the street, put his hand up early and waved, said morning, and carried on. He wears a light at his waistband, which I always find quite funny. I haven't seen anyone do that, but yeah, I see him around quite a lot. Okay. Next, we're going to go on to hearing. I have to address first, Chip made a joke at my expense, and I did not find it very funny about my take your headphones out comment. So usually I say, take your headphones out if it's safe to do so. And so our lovely community was teasing me a little bit, like, what scenarios would it not be safe to take out your headphones? Surely it's always safer to take out your headphones than to have your headphones in. And so, anyway, I know there are some situations, but Chip was saying that he was going to take his headphones out, but then there was a Backstreet Boys concert going on and he didn't want to hear it, or he might hear it, so it wasn't safe to do so. Not funny. Not funny. Don't joke about the Backstreet Boys, Chip. They are the best band ever, and I will stand by that to my grave. So, if it is safe to do so, or I should say, if you would like to do so, fine, I'll change it. You can take your headphones out and take a listen to what's going on in your area. I'll give you 30 to 45 seconds, and then you can put them back in. Or, if you prefer not to, you can just listen to my surroundings and see if you can pick out what's going on for me. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Few more seconds. Okay, what did you hear? For me, I heard crickets, I heard cars in the background, I heard my breathing, I heard footsteps. Yeah, that was most of them. Okay, so I didn't realise, when I last looked at the clock, it must have been a different time, because there's no way that could have been 6 minutes from when I last looked. So those of you in the 30-minute group, if if you'll allow me, you can walk them if you want. Let's do the last two. So next you're going to do sense of touch. You're just going to be in your body, paying attention to where your awareness goes, just following and seeing where you end up. So let's go ahead and do that. What do you feel? 30-minute group, come to a walk. Let's keep going though. A few more seconds. Okay, thank you for doing that. What did you feel? For me, I'm going to follow mine now. I like to not do it. I do it with you. Not do it with you so that I can be actually following mine. I feel the headlamp on my head. I feel my watch on my wrist. My other hand, maybe a little bit, or wrist, some sweat on there. I feel my underwear a little bit uncomfortable. I feel the headband at the back of my head, the strap. I didn't say my phone today. It's the first. Okay, right, 30-minute group. I still would love for you to just do the final one with us, and then I'll explain what a stride is. I obviously understand if you have to go. Okay, so last thing I want you to do is use your sense of sight. Pay attention to what is around you, and the only thing, you can follow your eyes wherever they want to go. I just ask you at some point, pay attention to a detail of something you wouldn't normally pay attention to. Maybe it's a sticker on something. Maybe it's the patterns on a leaf. Maybe it's a row of what you thought was weeds, what's in there. Could be anything. Just focus in on some details. You ready? Off you go. Few more seconds. Okay, what did you see? What was the thing of detail that you chose to focus in on today? Now I want to be thoughtful of your time, those of you in the 30-minute group. So I want to explain. What we're going to do is 2 strides. Strides are not all out sprints. They're not what they sound like, taking big steps. You're just going to take lots of little steps to cover the ground quicker for 12 to 15 seconds. That's it. Just 80% of your max speed for 12 to 15 seconds. And we're all going to do it together. You ready? 3, 2, and 1. Off you go. Okay, come to a jog or a walk. A walk for 30-minute group, and we'll do one more in a minute. Just give you a little bit of time to recover. Okay, are we ready? 3, 2, and 1. Same again. Come to a jog, a walk, 30-minute group. Thank you so much for joining. I would love for you to take a picture of yourself right now and send that to me. Put it on social media. I know some of you have said that you'd love to put it on social media, but you don't really know what to put with that because you don't want to, be answering a question all alone and there's no context or anything. So let me think about that, how I can have a reason for you to do it, but I really love to see it. I want to thank Juno Rinaldi, she's listening, for sharing this on her pretty big platform, and you'll be hearing Juno's story next week, or this week maybe. So, all Juno did was she had a picture of the screen, she had a picture of herself, and said a little bit about what she enjoyed. If you could do that, that'd be amazing. Or just send it to me. I really love, and those of you who've done it will know, I respond with the deepest excitement in seeing where you're running and what you're doing and what we were doing together. There really is this powerful sense of community. You feel it right now, right? We are on this run together. You don't know maybe anyone else who's on this run. Maybe this is your first interaction with me, but you feel it. And so let us see who we're running with. I love it. And thank you so much to those of you who have. Okay, 7 minutes late. We go. 30-minute group. Thank you so much for joining. And the reason there's no ads in these. There's no, I just do these because I love that feeling we have of community, of I can feel you here with me. And Juno and I talked a little bit about this, about how even that day when my clock stopped, recording stopped 40 seconds in, I still felt you with me, even though none of you were ever going to hear that recording. So it is a powerful thing. You feel it. I hope you feel it. If you come back more than once, you feel it. And you sharing it, even if it's just texting it to your friends, is helping this to grow and helping bring me opportunities that could lead to something else. And so I can continue to do these for free with what we're doing. So thank you. All right, so actually you've got 5 minutes till the 6 minutes till the 45-minute crew dips out, and we do 2 more strides before they do. But I want to thank you for going through the census check-in. I'm just saying, I didn't share anything. I'm going past my 2 favourite sycamores that Bailey and I pass every day on our walk, and they're so beautiful. Every day I love them. And if I'm honest with you, I'm kind of waiting for one day when they're not there anymore and how my heart will be broken. But I also understand that I'm trying to look at it, that every day I get them is another unexpected bonus. Every day we get to see them and admire them. So, yeah. Okay, so we've done the senses. We've actually already done the mental health check-in. I'm going to ask you at this point, actually, to go ahead and just do another body scan, a short one, just to check in with your body, as we did take a little bit longer with everything today. Let's just go ahead and check in. So I want you to scan down from your head to your toes at your own pace. Do it almost like a wave or like a light beam is going down you. How is everything? Go ahead and do that now. Few more seconds. How's your body feeling? For me, my body is a little bit tired today. I did a workout yesterday, so that's why my first proper workout back since my fall. Okay, I don't really want to begin my updates. As you know, I'm long-winded and I go off on tangents, so I don't want to forget and then turn around and it's like suddenly we're at 57 minutes or something. So I will do that afterwards, but I want to just do a few timely updates. If you live in LA and can get to Venice Beach on Sunday, the 18th of September, let me know. I'm going to be doing a really cool event with Allbirds, invite only, and I will let you know there's a little hidden bonus that you can hear in this video that you will receive if you come. It is invite only to my friends, and so I'd love to have you there. So let me know if you are in the LA area. I'd love to see you there. And so there's that. If you're running Chicago, be sure to let me know. You can go to the Running for Real website, you can use the contact form, or you can send me an email, or if you already have it, or if you sign up at runningforreal.com, I'm going to be giving you all the details about our 2 Chicago Marathon meetups. One is going to be with Tommy Runs and Alexandria Will. We're going to be doing a shakeout from Tracksmith. Really excited about that. We've been having a phone call about it. We've already had one. We're going to have another one. Really getting excited for that. And the other is going to be at Allbirds the Tracksmith shakeout will be the Saturday morning at 9 a.m. The Allbirds event will be Friday evening, and it will be a very fun, light-hearted, bring your spouse, your friends, whoever. This is not going to be running heavy, running focused. So it's not going to be a very long run or whatever. So yeah, if you were doing Chicago, let me know. Same is going to happen with New York. Run with Tracksmith, with Alex and Tommy, and run from Allbirds. And the Allbirds one in New York is getting a lot of planning and a lot of attention from the corporate end of things. So if you're going to New York, save some time on the Friday evening for an event at Allbirds. I think that's it right now. Where are we at? 44. So yeah, if you're doing one of those 3 things, let me know. If you have amenorrhea and you are in recovery, please reach out to me. I have something team and I are working on that we think will be of great help to you. And finally, if you work for a corporation or a big company, can you please let me know? Because we would like to do something that we think would be fantastic. We obviously understand we're probably not going to get to like PepsiCo and Apple and stuff. Maybe eventually, that's a dream. But we have something that we think would help employees. I don't know how much I can say right now. Got an incredible idea that someone on our team, Louise, came up with. And so if you work for a corporation or a bigger company, please let me know, as I have something that I think you'll be interested to push, and it will definitely benefit your colleagues. Okay, 45 minutes. If you haven't already walked, come to a walk, and we will begin our strides in about 30 seconds. And then after that, if you want to hang around, I'll do, those were kind of like events board notifications. I'll do a bit more of a general update if you want to hang around. But please share with your friends on social media, with me. It really means the world. Just take a picture when you finish. It really means a lot. Okay, ready? 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. Okay, come to a jog or a walk. If you're 45 minutes, take a picture while you're waiting for the next one. Go on. Jog, walk, or stop to take a picture. There you go, 60-minute group. If you want to take a picture, I give you permission. Actually, that's typically how I used to do strides, was starting from a stopped position, and rather than running or walking in between. So that's actually the more authentic way. Okay, I'm just getting to the top of this little hill, and we'll do another one. Ready? In 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come to a jog or a walk. I don't think that was long enough. Oops, sorry. I think that was only like 5 seconds, wasn't it? I'm still kind of like, still not really light enough. I went back to my loop, but it's, not light enough, so I'm going back out again. Okay, 45-minute group. Thank you so much for joining me with this run. Thank you in advance if you send me a picture. And, let me know if you are related to any of those things I mentioned. All right, 60-minute group. We have 12 minutes to go. Updates. I want to ask you first. If this is your first time running with me, what would you tell me about yourself if we were running together right now? If you've run with me before on one of these, I ask you, what updates do you have since the last time we ran together? I'd love to hear. So go ahead and answer that now. finished already. Keep digging. What else would you share? Few more seconds. Okay, thank you for sharing your updates, a little bit about you. Appreciate that. Wish I could hear it, but I feel like I can feel it. Okay, especially when you send in something and I can see you, I can think about what we would have talked about or what your answers to. Usually it's a question or an area I'm talking about. Today it was kind of a very big, intimidating, real thing early on in the run. I will say I have relaxed a little bit. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. But yeah, okay, so updates. Well, the events I told you about are kind of coming together in terms of planning for those. I haven't been to LA since 2014, so I'm very excited about that. Seeing some dear friends while I'm out there. Which will be good. And then been mostly digging in. I mentioned about amenorrhea, red S. Been digging in a lot on something we're going to make for that to help women and men if you have red S. But it's mostly, I think, going to end up being women who do this. But yeah, been digging into that, so using my creative side a little. I have been enjoying, it's going to sound funny, dropping Bailey and Chloe off at school and picking them up. Yes, 2 days a week I get to myself, but I also really enjoy the walk to school and back with them every day with Bailey, where occasionally she's in a bad mood, but most of the time she's just, chatting away and telling me about things from the day, or, they're talking amongst themselves, which is cute. So I really enjoy that part. And yeah, so it's a nice time of day that I've really been making the most of. And then what else? I feel like I don't have actually too many updates today beyond what I've already told you. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so in a few minutes we're going to do our strides. While we're still going, you can jog in between. If you can run an hour, you can jog in between your strides. You'll begin those. I'm going to intend on beginning those at 58 minutes. However, my stomach is upset, which is also partly why I probably can't think of updates. And so I may head home in a minute to go to the bathroom. And because I am rushing back to be back for Steve to be ready to leave for work, there's 2 runners on my loop. 2 women. Because I'll be rushing back. It feels okay right now, so I think I'm alright. But I don't have time to stop and go again. That's basically my point. But we've only got 3 minutes. I think I can be okay. I find for me now, I don't get the warning I used to. I used to like, it's kind of gross, isn't it? But we're runners and we know it. I used to get like more warnings of like, okay, I'm not happy. You better start heading home. We're looking for a bathroom. And then I'd get what I considered like 3 warnings of like, you better go quick. Now I feel like it's like, I'm angry all of a sudden. You better find a bathroom now. So, yeah, I don't know if that's just getting older. My stomach's getting more intolerant of foods. I don't know. There you go, nice end to this one. Talked about everything this run, right? Vulnerability 101. And it's still not really very light. Last time it was like light halfway through, which is strange because it wasn't that long ago. Okay, I need to figure out how to get back. Okay, I'm going back this way. Alright, friends. I know today was a bit of a heavy one, but I think many of us in the running community are feeling that way, particularly women. And, you know, I recognise that this is a fear that black and brown people have to deal with on a daily basis, not just on their runs, but all the time. And other people from other underrepresented groups feel the same way. I know people in the trans community fear going out for runs in case they're targeted. And so, yeah. And I mentioned about the indigenous communities. Well, Native American, you heard, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, Rosalie Fish and Jordan Marie Brings 3 White Horses. Daniel talked about the missing and murdered indigenous women that never really get attention drawn to. They just disappear and the rest of the world never seems to really pay attention. So I recognise this is a white woman. There's some privilege involved there, that there's so much press coverage about it. But there is also a piece of, and you know, it's a runner who kind of was doing all the right things. Well, and it's the same argument can be said about everyone. All of those people I just mentioned, I get that. I don't know. Yes, if I'm honest, it's my stereotype, right? So for me, that's why it's hitting hard. And I still don't want it to happen for anyone else. Okay, so we're going to begin our strides. Again, 10 to 15 seconds of just picking up your cadence to run faster, and we'll picking up your cadence to run faster, and I'll tell you when to start and stop. I'm just going to turn this corner and then we'll go. Ready? 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come to a jog. You can handle a jog. We'll do one more in just a minute. Must figure out how long this headlamp battery lasts for, because it doesn't seem to be very long. Because I just charged it after the last run, the last together run. I think I only wore it one other time. Okay. I'm going to turn another corner. Are you ready? 3, 2, and 1. into a jog or a walk. Well, no, you can jog. We've got 25 seconds. That's all. And come to a walk. Find some element of nature to check in with. I have a few minutes, actually. So I'm going to go touch my favourite tree, which I've told you about before. And I don't have a few minutes actually, so I'm not going to go. I mentioned to you about the sycamores and how one day I think they're going to be gone. This favourite tree of mine is definitely going to be gone one day. But, so I just enjoy it while I've still got him. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Find some element of nature you can touch. And I'll see you next time.